close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left.
What is up, Goria Gang? It's Bella, back with another video. It has been a really long time since I've sat down and done a makeup tutorial for you guys. I think my last one was in January. Yeah, you guys, my last makeup tutorial was my Ice Goddess Glow makeup tutorial in January. I'm so sorry. But I did this full face using drugstore makeup. I didn't use one high-end product. I know people are like, oh, I'm going to use this just because I don't have... No. I used everything drugstore. I made sure of it for you guys because I'm always going to be that person. I'm not going to say it's all drugstore when it's not all drugstore. That just like doesn't make sense because it's not all drugstore. I used all drugstore brushes as well. Not one thing was high-end in this video, and I really love the look. I love the lashes. I love the glowy skin and how natural this makeup is, yet accentuating the right features in our face. So if you guys don't know how I created this look, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel down below. So don't forget to hit that bell so you get notified when I post, or you won't ever know when I post. Follow my social medias. I'll throw them up somewhere up here so you guys can see my social medias. Follow me on Instagram. I'm very social on my Instagram. I post Instagram tutorials, I post selfies, all the things that you guys like. And I ask you what kind of videos you want me to post. So I would love if you would get involved on my other social medias. It would mean the world to me. Thank you for being here, and I hope you guys enjoy this makeup look. And if you want to see how I created it, then just keep on watching. I promise you I'm not bald. I have my little bun in, but it's like being cut off right now. I'm sorry for that if that bothers you. But the first thing I'm going to start off with is primer, and I want to make sure that my skin is super glowy underneath. So what I like to use for that is the Covergirl Vitalist Healthy Glow Luminizing Lotion, and I'm going to use this in the shade Daybreak. It's super duper pretty, and it really does make sure that you're really glowy underneath, that your base goes on top of it really nice and smoothly, and you can really just see the glow that it gives your skin. It's super pretty. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is applying foundation. I'm going to apply a really, really light layer, and my favorite drugstore foundation is the L'Oreal Paris Infallible Pro Glow. I have it in the shade 205 Natural Beige. This is my favorite foundation. I love the luminosity it gives, I love the long wear effect of it, and I love the color of it. It literally matches me perfectly, so this is what I'm going to be using as my foundation base. And I'm just tapping this into the skin. Next thing I'm going to do is conceal, and I'm going to use the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Concealer in the shade C5. This is a little light for me. It's a little too matte, so I'm going to mix it with the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow in the shade 04 Natural Beige. And I'm just applying this right under to really lift that eye up. Right here in this inner corner as well. I'm not going to make a full-on triangle under my eye. I just really want to lift it and conceal it. I'm not going to try and do like any really high definition contour and highlighting today. This is going to be a really nice, simple makeup tutorial. And this is going to be a tutorial easier for everybody, so no matter who you are, what your skin tone is, how old you are, if you're allowed to wear makeup, this is going to work for anybody. Just get everything in your right shade and make sure it works for your skin. Down my nose, because I like that little look. A tad bit right here and here. And I'm just going to mix a little bit of the L'Oreal Pro Glow Concealer right on top. I'm also taking some of the concealer left on the Beauty Blender on top of my eyelid to kind of prime for the eyeshadow. We're not going to apply a lot of eyeshadow, but we're going to apply a little bit for the springtime, because why not? Next thing I'm going to do is just set my under eyes, and I'm going to use the Coty Airspun powder, the loose one. Oh my god, I haven't used this in forever. This is my favorite drugstore powder. It's just so good. I'm just going to quickly take it under here. It really didn't have much time to crease, and I did not crease, which is good. I'm just going to kind of bake this area right here directly under my eye. I'm going to take the slightest bit, like you can literally tell there's like not much on here, and lightly tap my forehead. I mean, you can see I'm literally going so lightly on top, and my chin right here, these smile lines, and this cheek area. So now that our under eyes are kind of baking a little bit, because the spring can be kind of hot and you want to make sure that you're set but you're not too matte, kind of let the oil and the glow come through throughout the day. I'm going to do my brows, and I'm going to use the Maybelline Total Temptation in the shade 315 Deep Brown. This spoolie is super duper tiny, as you can tell, so it really like does get in each hair and really pushes it up. I am just going to start in the middle of my brow and really lightly fill in, nothing too crazy. Now that we have kind of filled in our eyebrows a little bit, I'm going to take the Essence Make Me Brow in this shade. Oh, what shade is this? 02 Brownie Brows. And this stuff, the applicator pulls out a lot of product, so you want to make sure you like wipe it off first. Otherwise, your brows are going to be super clumpy. And just lightly go through your brows. And like I said, I mean, you can see how light I'm going. I'm barely even touching them, just to kind of set them and give them a little bit more of a fluffy little look and a little bit more color as well. Next thing we're going to do is finish up our eyes, and I'm just going to take my favorite drugstore eyeshadows. These are the Maybelline City Mini Palettes. These things are so good. I talked about these in my September favorites video, you guys, which was what seems like forever ago. I still do love these. I still use these like weekly. They're literally so good. So I'm using the 480 Matte About Town and then the Rooftop bronzes, because this is all matte, really nice transition colors into like smoke out, and these are like nice shimmers, very, very creamy, very buttery, and they're just like so pretty and pigmented. Like, can y'all see that sheen right there? Look at that. Oh, that's gonna be so pretty all over our eyelid today. But we're first gonna start with the Matte About Town one, and I'm gonna take my favorite drugstore crease eye brushes. My first one that I really, really love to just sweep color all over the crease is the Wet n Wild brush. It looks like this. There's no name on it, but it's my favorite, and it kind of has like a little bit of a pink top at the bristles. And I'm going to dip into this color right here in the Maybelline Matte Palette. I'm just going to sweep this across the whole lid, and you can see it's already defining a little bit, which is what we want. Nothing too crazy, but I'm going to take the excess and really focus it right here. Okay, so next I'm going to dip into the Rooftop bronzes, and I'm going to take this gold shade right here, and it's called Lid. And I'm going to take this just on my finger and put it all over my lid in patting motions. It just gives the most beautiful, like, glossy, wet look to the eyelid. It's so pretty. And then once you're done with that, I'm going to take this shade right up here, this longer bar one, and just pop this right in the middle. Boom. It looks so pretty and just glowy. I love it. And I'm just doing the same thing to the other eye. I'm first putting that gold shade down all over the lid. You can use a brush for this step. If you do, this Wet n Wild one's also pretty good. It's like kind of like a flat concealer brush. You just take that, and these shadows don't even need to be like wet. You don't need to spray them with anything. Like, they're so pigmented on their own. They're so pretty. So now we're going to finish up our face a bit, and I'm going to first wipe the bake off with this e.l.f. brush. This is the 101 brush. This is like the Precisely collection or whatever. I'm just going to lightly just wipe and press it into the skin. So we really need to add some life back into the skin because we're kind of dulling out now with that like one color canvas all over. Let's add some dimension. I'm going to use the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in the shade Bronzer. This is also good. I'm going to use the same e.l.f. brush that I used to wipe the bake off my under eyes. Make sure you take some on your hairline to blend it all together. Now that we are super bronzed, I'm going to use my favorite drugstore blush, and this is the Milani Berry Amore blush. This is so pretty. It has this really beautiful luminosity to it. If you can see it right here, I doubt you can. Maybe. It's super pretty. It's my favorite drugstore blush, like I said, and it just looks healthy and radiant on the skin. And I'm going to use a Real Techniques blush brush with this as well. So now for highlight, I'm going to use the Colourpop Super Shock Cheek highlights. I have Flexatarian and Wisp. I'm going to use Flexatarian today. It's a little bit more gold, and then I'm going to use Wisp today because that's more gold, and Flexatarian is a little bit more icy white, so I'm going to lightly tap this on top to intensify a little bit more, but I don't like a white highlight. You guys know I like my golds and my yellows, so that's why I'm going to use this as the base and this on top of it. And I am going to use my finger to apply this highlight because it is more of a cream. You can find this at Ulta, so don't come at me saying it's not drugstore. It is drugstore. It's on the drugstore side of Ulta. If you live in Greensboro or Kernersville or whatever, it's in the Friendly Center Ulta. So yeah, don't come at me. I know my stuff. I'm just going to rub my finger in it, and oh my god, it's so pigmented. You have to be really careful. I'm going to start with my nose and just, oh my god, and it's already so pigmented, and blend it out with this other finger. So it's on my middle finger, and I'm going to blend it out with my ring finger. It's not going to disrupt your foundation or anything if you already set it. It's really just going to glide right on top of it. Oh my god, I'm glowing. I am applying lashes today. These are the Eyellure Wispy Multi-Packs. And I'm taking the Duo Glue. This is also at the drugstore. This is the green one. So now that our lashes are on, we're going to apply a really tiny, small coat, thin coat of the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise mascara. And I mean like super tiny, just to blend the real and fake lashes together. I'm also going to put a small coat of the L'Oreal mascara on the lower lashes. Now I'm just going to go ahead and set my face with my two favorite drugstore setting mists. This is the Milani Make It Last and the Pixi Glow Mist. And now I'm just going to go ahead and spray the Milani one. And I'm just going to lightly press in all this and melt it into the skin while the setting spray is still a little dewy and wet on the skin. And the last thing we're going to do is our lip color. And I'm going to use the Pixi by Petra Liquid, the Matte Last Liquid Lip in the shade Matte Beige. Okay guys, so this is it. This is the finished makeup look using all drugstore products. There was not one high-end product that I used in this video, and I did use all drugstore brushes as well as, I know I only used a few, I used more of the sponge, but I use a sponge more than I use brushes for like a simple makeup tutorial. So I hope you guys enjoyed this look. I'm definitely going to do a glowy spring makeup tutorial with all my high-end products, so if you want that, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up so I know to do more of these types of videos. And yeah, I hope that you subscribe down below and you make sure you click that bell so you get notified when I post, because you won't get notified unless you hit the bell. So make sure you hit that bell and comment what your favorite drugstore product is down below so I can just know, so I can try out more products and all that stuff. And yeah, I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye guys!